Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Frag C by Name Brand Bag Company. If you remember, not so long ago I reviewed the Big Jack 2.0, and this is now the second bag from Name Brand Bag Company that I reviewed. In fact, one of the reps reached out to me and said, hey, you sent me these bags to review, asked me to review them. In fact, I also gave me his discount code that I'm going to share with you guys, so I'll put the code in the description as well. I'll put it right here real quickly for you, and I'll mention again later in the video. That code will save you $15 for a set of bags, so you definitely want to make sure you use that when you go buy a set of bags. That's a pretty good discount. And when you find out how much the bags are, it's going to be even a better deal when you use that code. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's break down these Frag C bags. We'll start with the materials. As you can see here, this slow side, this is that herringbone carpet. It's the same slow side you find on the Wizard, the Sorcerer, the Fallout X. It's a wonderful material. Every company is starting to come out with a bag like this because it's just such a popular material. It's very versatile. It's very controllable. I'm going to call it a 5-speed material because, again, as I mentioned before, this material, you can manipulate it. If you keep it pretty clean and keep the fuzz down, it's going to play a little faster, closer to a 6-speed. If you get it really dirty and you just rough this up and fuzz this up, you can get it down to a 4-speed. Most of the time, it play right on 5 in that middle. So I'm going to call it a 5-speed material for most conditions. It does well in humid conditions as well. It'll still move pretty well in humidity. It doesn't slow down as much. So it's a wonderful kind of all-weather type material. Fast side, this is that Pro Sniper, Deadhead, a Viper fast side, same fast side you find on the Fallout X. It's that 9-speed material. It's fast. It'll slide the board in conditions, push or anything. So, you've got a 5 and 9-speed bag. It's the same exact materials you find on the Fallout X from Buffalo Bags, if you're familiar with them. The template on this is that medium template bag, kind of the 6x6, really that sweet spot there. The fill in here, this is a 100% bead fill in this bag. This bag has a fair amount of fill to it. It's not overly floppy and it's not overly full. It's kind of a medium amount, but it's a decent amount. It's kind of that sweet spot there for the fill and the template on this, right? So you've got a medium template, medium fill, 100% bead fill, which gives this bag a ton of movement, a ton of bounce, makes it fun to shape shots, to do a lot of things with it. It's like kind of like a Wizard Fallout X combination, right? You got the Fallout X materials, but you've got that really active, bouncy feel from the Wizard in there. So if you roll those two bags, kind of what you've got here. Let's go ahead and dive into playability on this. One thing I'll mention too as well, these are ACL comp stamp for 2023. I'm assuming they'll still be, again, comp stamp, pro stamp means no different to all of us unless you're a pro player playing in some pro-only events. For all of us watching this, me and everyone of you watching this, the comp stamp is the equivalent of a pro stamp. There's no quality difference. There's nothing there. You can play at any ACL event you go to. So these are ACL stamp for 2023. I'm assuming they'll be ACL stamp for 2024 coming up here soon as well. Anyway, go ahead and playability on this. And this is a bag I mentioned is very versatile. The beauty of this slow material is you can do so much with it, right? You can run hole for hole if you want. You can play a hole for hole game. It does awesome with that. This material from time to time I found, sometimes I've mentioned this material will sometimes hang up on the hole. It kind of gets up there, sometimes will hang. But when you get this bead fill in here, the beauty of the bead fill is that those beads just, they don't settle because there's no flat spots for them to sit and rest. They constantly want to move and flatten out. And as they're moving, they just kind of start cascading. And this bag just drips in the hole. It is crazy how hole friendly this bag is, how well it just wants to go in the hole. And that's why I love a bead fill. Now, the trade-off the bead fill, you're going to get the hole from this. You're going to get it wanting to go in the hole, which is awesome. You're also going to get the bag to bounce, which means if you don't throw a flat bag and you got a little bit of a tilt with it there, that bounce exaggerates that kick. So this bag will kick on you. So if you're not a flat bag thrower, it is going to kick. However, it's controllable enough that if you're consistent with your tilt, you can play the kick. It also means this bag is extremely cuttable. Like I can really make this bag cut around bags, shape shots with it. It's definitely a bag that you can roll and flop. So it's a great bag. In my mind, it's a great bag for getting around other players' bags. Right? If you've got an opponent who's throwing a sticky bag, who's playing that dirty style game, throwing blockers all the time, this is a wonderful bag because I can cut around it, I can roll around it, I can flop over it, I can even flip it over and go fast side and push right through if I want to. But there's so many different options of ways I can get this bag in the hole. And if they've got a bag sitting there and blocking, with this bag and this bead fill, you can just throw a cut and get around. If you can just get it to grab that hole, it just wants to drip in. Like this bag wants to go in the hole. And I absolutely love it for that. I mean, I had fun throwing this bag more than I thought I would, which I don't know why. I mean, I love this material and I love a bead fill. So I'm not really a rollback thrower, but I love throwing cut shots. That's my shot that I go to is that, and I'll do right to left, left to right. But I love playing the cut shot. I love playing more of the get around a game than I do the going through game. If I have an opponent that puts a blocker, I want to lead the blocker. I want to make them collect their bag. Because I play dirty style game, and part of my game is a lot of times I put a blocker more aggressively on my opponent's side in hopes that they're going to collect it, and I don't have to go after it. So I know that when they put a blocker on my side, I'm going to make them do what they don't want to do, and that's go after and try to collect themselves. Because the danger you get in that is when you have a blocker you're trying to go after, especially if you got to throw a cut after, there's a chance that you end up leaving 2 bags off instead of 1, and now that 2 points you're losing turns into 4 points you're giving up in that round. So you got to be a little careful about that. Now, this is a bag that is great for collecting because, you can go across and collect and grab it. The one thing I'll mention, I've talked about before with bouncy bags, is when you have a blocker up and you want to collect, the one you be careful of is if you land too close to that bag, it will skip over. Now, that's also a plus again on your side is you can bounce, you can kind of skip over your opponent's bag and go in the hole. And I find myself doing that quite often with this bag. Just be careful when you're going to collect. You either got to, if you're going slow-sided, land almost on the bag, right at the bag, right on the bag, and push it in. If you're going fast side, you can land a little further back, let it hit, kind of bounce, settle out, and then push through. Just be careful if you're landing right up, within a few inches of that bag, because it will hit. It will have a tendency to bounce over, and you'll miss that collect. But again, if you know how to do that, you can use it to your advantage too. One, if you put a blocker up there, your next bag, just kind of skip your next 2 over, and then come with your 3rd one or 4th bag, come down, push it, and collect it. The bags are full enough that you just clip a corner, it's going to go in. You don't have to worry about them cording up too much. So they're very collectible bags, so you can get aggressive with those blockers. So all in all, I loved it for playing that dirty style game because you can control this material and put bags where you want. You can collect it. You can get around it. You can do a lot of things and then come at the end and collect your bag. But it's also great for hole for hole. If you're playing that opponent with the sticky bag, dirty style game, you can leave their blockers and go after it. So it makes it a very versatile material. I don't know if I would say this bag is great for blind draws because not everybody likes a bouncy fill, not everybody likes a bead fill. You get with a player who likes those fast bags or that flat fill, and you put this in their hand, and they're probably going to have this bag just kicking all over the place because most of them don't throw flat bags. They like those faster flat fill bags because they have a tilt to their bag, and they don't get a kick off those and that. So this may not be the best blind draw bag, but if you put this bag in the right player's hands who knows how to shape shots, who knows how to get creative, this is a fun bag to throw. You're going to put a lot of bags in the hole. You're going to frustrate your opponents because of what you can do with this bag, and they're going to have a hard time stopping you. They're going to have a hard time preventing you from putting bags in the hole. So all in all, I had a blast. I really like this bag. I was surprised by it. I wasn't sure what to expect because I didn't know a lot about it, and I was really surprised with this. I definitely check out the Frag C from Name Brand Backup, especially if you like the Wizard, the way the Wizard plays, but you want a faster fast side. This is what you're looking for. Maybe you like the Fallout X, but you want a bag that's a little more active that you can do a little more shot shaping with. Then the Frag C is also an option for you. So definitely check that out. I think you're gonna like it. It leads me to availability and stuff. Name Brand has a website, namebrandbagco.com. Put a link in the description. If you go there again, make sure you use that code down in the description as well to save yourself $15. I went on there just before I did the review, and they didn't have a lot of bags on the website right now, so I don't know if they're ramping up for the 2024 season or what's going on. But the bags they did have in stock. They didn't have Frag C's, but they were $80 for the ones they did have. But I went on the website, on their Facebook page as well, and I'll put a link to their Facebook page as well. They had some other bags. Their bags run, kind of that $70 to $80 range. We're in that. Take that $15 off that discount code, and they're some of the cheapest bags out there for ACL stand bags. It's a phenomenal deal. I think you can't go wrong with it. You should check it out. Check out the Big Jack 2.0 I recently reviewed. If you haven't seen that, go watch that review. Actually, again, if you're looking at something like a Wizard, check this out. This is a great alternative to that bag at a much cheaper price. If you've thrown this to Frag C, I'd love to hear your feedback on it, what you think of it. Also, what other bags from Name Brand Bag Company have you thrown that you want to see me review next? So I thank you guys so much for support, and I thank you for watching.